What's up, everyone? I'm your host, Sean Reams, and welcome to Talking Sports and Teams with Reams. Yeah. Right now, we're going to focus on Lamar Jackson because bottom line is Lamar Jackson says he wants guaranteed money. And this is kind of big for the NFL. The owners don't want it to happen. All reports and everything shows that no guys like these guys like Patrick Mahomes and Russell Wilson and all these guys, these big numbers that you see on these contracts, they're a lot of times just big numbers. Well, of course, they're huge numbers to regular people like me and the average listener that's listening right now. But in the bigger scheme of things, there's really all of that money isn't guaranteed. What Lamar Jackson trying to do is get a guaranteed contract. Same as if like Deshaun Watson got a lot of guaranteed money, but according to Dan Grzowski and the other reporters on ESPN, he didn't necessarily ask for that money. The Browns just dove out on a limb and they gave it to him. So this is what we're dealing with now. And this is where the whole collusion, the idea of collusion and everything else that you guys have probably been hearing about is saying is not necessarily because he's a running quarterback and he may get hurt or any other issues. It's because if he get that type of guaranteed money, that's going to be like a floodgate for all these other quarterbacks who's coming up next to get that guaranteed kind of money. So Lamar Jackson is sticking to his guns, man. He wants his guaranteed money. And honestly, I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen, man. He's a great quarterback. I'm sure that I know the Ravens still want him, but on the outside looking in, it looks like it's bigger than just the Ravens want him back and them wanting to give him the money. Like I think they do want to give him the money, but I think they're looking at the bigger picture of things. And Lamar Jackson is opening up those floodgates for the NBA contract and the MLB contract. We need players. Well, the NFL need players like Lamar Jackson to open up those floodgates so they can't get these guaranteed contracts because we all know what they go through off the field and even on the field, but off the field dealing with injuries and everything else. And he's sticking to his guns as of right now. And I don't necessarily believe that another team will jump in and give him this guaranteed money. I think him and the Ravens probably will work something out. But if it comes to that, then that team will more than likely have to jump out the window and give Lamar Jackson a lot of money guaranteed for the next few years. And I believe that, and that's what he wants. And right now, that's what he's standing on. He's not letting up. So it's almost like a standoff between the Baltimore Ravens and Lamar Jackson. We're going to see where this goes. If not, he will be somewhere else. But long story short, Lamar Jackson want to get paid. Talking sports and teams with Reams. Aaron Rodgers. He got the Jets fans. Aaron Rodgers has the Jets fans out of their seats. I'm pretty sure they're checking their phones like every 2 seconds right now, even in the middle of the night. They're with their wife or they're with their husband and they're just rolling over, checking their phones. Like, oh, what you doing? It's like, no, I'm checking to see did Aaron Rodgers sign with us yet? Because I just told one of my buddies, like, I don't know. I was looking at some reports today, and it's a lot going on between the New York Jets and the Green Bay Packers. Of course, this Aaron Rodgers, he's a game changer. He's going to change the whole entire makeup of your team. He's going to change the culture to a winning culture. We all know that. Like, even though he played in Green Bay his whole career, that doesn't mean anything. If you have any sense of football and how it's worked, and you watch Aaron Rodgers play the game of quarterback, you know he's a great quarterback. Wherever he goes, he's going to instantly make them better. But it's coming with package. You know, he want these guys, he want that guys, he want it his way or whatever. And not only that, there's also reports that it's just a lot of stipulations that the Jets will have to give up in order to get him. Now, if I'm the Jets at this point, you got to just do whatever to go get him. But it seems like it's so much in the way right now. And honestly, with Aaron Rodgers, it just seems so eerie to Brett Favre in just the similarities in it too, from how he was drafted to how he sat down to even how he's been handling his off seasons to even how he's been handling his off seasons and everything else. I don't know, man. I think it's possible that Aaron Rodgers might wind up with staying with the Packers or may go to another team. The Jets are all in. The New York Jets are all in, though. They made way. They restructured some contracts. They got rid of some guys or whatever, so they want to pay. They're talking to Aaron Lazard to get him in there. And I was here. They was talking to Randall Cobb. So they're doing everything he's asking, apparently, and even made some money for him. But draft picks and sign-ins and just handing him over is not a sure thing yet. And I believe a lot of people are thinking it's a sure thing. It's not a sure thing yet, Jets fans. So just hold off for a minute because this guy seems he like he could be a heartbreaker, like Brett Favre was back in his day, where he's telling this team he kept telling the Packers he'd come back, almost holding off Aaron Rodgers, and Aaron Rodgers seemed to be doing the same thing to Jordan Love, even though Jordan Love is ready to step up, and it seemed like the Packers organization is ready for him to step up. At the same time, getting rid of a player like Aaron Rodgers is not an easy thing, and we're seeing that right now. So that's where we are with that. And honestly, I don't know, but the Jets need to get it done. If not, they're going to be in no. I think they set themselves back. We will see. Talking sports and teams with Reams. You. New York Giants. My beloved New York Giants. I've been going back and forth with New York Giants fans for, I guess, a week or two now since the signing of Daniel Jones. Well, everyone should know by now. We all know right now in the NFL world, in the sports world, that the New York Giants, they kind of made headlines by signing Daniel Jones to an extension. I believe it's for 4 years for $160 million, $82 million guaranteed. It seemed like it was a lot of mixed emotions and feelings about the signings. But what I noticed, it was more negative coming from Giants fans, and it's like sometimes, man, you guys have to just be like more grateful. Speaking from a Giants fan myself, I'm 34 years old. Since I can remember watching football. Like we haven't won. The Giants have not won a playoff game since 2011. Have been to the playoffs since 2016 and lost that game after the bull trip. We all remember that and how that ended. After celebrating a win when we beat the Washington Redskins or the Vikings, whoever it was. It was nothing to celebrate. We were just going to the playoffs. The next week we beat the Redskins, who weren't doing anything, and we celebrated as if, it just seemed like the aura around the team is, we accomplished so much by beating the Redskins. We already had accomplished that the week before. But anyway, the New York Giants bring back Daniel Jones on a 4-year extension, $82 million guaranteed, $160 million, and they bring back Saquon Barkley with a $10 million and a franchise tag Barkley. That was a great move on the New York Giants part because it's so hard to find a good quarterback, or even a decent quarterback to carry a team. And he actually took the team to help take the Giants to the playoffs, and they won the play. Not only did he take them to the playoffs, they won a game. Had he lost that playoff game against the Minnesota Vikings, I could understand the criticism a little bit more. But having that being said, he won a playoff game, guys. Like I think everyone was a little bit hard on him, but a lot of the sports commentators and Field of Legends, from what I was seeing, they understood it because mostly they understand the business side of it. Whereas in a few years, man, this Daniel Jones contract, 4 years, $160 million, that really brings down to $40 million a year, and only 82 guaranteed a year. That's gonna be, man. These other quarterbacks are coming up are gonna blow that out the water, and the Giants will be able to pretty much go restructure his contract in 2 years because he's getting $82 million guaranteed for the first 2 years. So in the long run, they set themselves up perfectly to either have to keep Daniel Jones, or if they do, or have to get rid. I'm sorry, to get rid of Daniel Jones, or if they have to keep him, they already have a bargain because they got their guy. They got him now. Now Saquon Barkley, I'm sure he would have liked more money. You never know, man. The Giants won 4 Super Bowls, and he's been in the NFL or AFL or whatever it was called for over 100 years. So it's not like the Super Bowl should be the gold standard, because that's not always the case, and you guys don't always win. But you do want to be competitive. Daniel Jones and Saquon Barkley made the New York Giants competitive last season. Bottom line. Talking sports and teams with Reams. Shout out to Mikal Bridges and the Brooklyn Nets, man. They've been playing pretty good. In my eyes, they've been playing pretty good. All the other people around say I'm just a homer and I'm just going for them. But I think they've been pretty good. I think they made good on that trade. Kevin Durant didn't even get on the court yet for Phoenix at home. as we all know, he was doing a layup drill and he sprained his ankle or whatever on a layup line. That would have been his first home game appearance. And he's sidelined now for a few weeks. We don't know exactly how. And Mikal Bridges has been playing lights out. So they flipped that. I believe the Nets are 6-6, 5-5, or whatever in their last 10 games. But they're coming along and they've just been playing a good ball. And considering Kevin Durant is hurt again, let's be real. He's hurt again. Kyrie Irving and the Mavericks Kyrie Irving since he's been with the Magic's record is 5-6. So they one game under 500. And they just I don't know, man. I don't even want to get it. It's like, did we really think that would work? I don't think Kyrie Irving is coming back. I don't believe Kyrie Irving is coming back next year. But when they went back to that thing, like I don't know if anybody ever thought that whole thing would work with Kyrie Irving and Luka. Not saying they don't like each other, not saying they don't respect each other's game. But their game is honestly too much alike. Other than Kyrie Irving is a better shooter than Luka. You know what I mean? And I would say that's it. Just a better shooter than Luka. Everything else is they're just basically the same player. The Dallas Mavericks are actually one game under 500. I will be lying to you if I told you how many games they were over 500 before Kyrie Irving got there. But I'm pretty sure that they were over 500. If Kyrie Irving and the Dallas Mavericks are under 500, and shout out to Kyrie Irving, I just wanted to say this real quick because it was a victim in my hometown of Paterson, New Jersey. He died of police brutality, and Kyrie Irving, long story short, he donated to him. He shouted him out on his website. On his Instagram. He donated like 20 bands, man. Like Kyrie Irving, he's really about what he talk about, and I got nothing but good things to say about him. I felt like the only reason why he left Brooklyn was because Brooklyn didn't pay him. At the same time, I do understand why Brooklyn didn't pay him because you don't really know. On the other hand, you have Kevin Durant, who I don't feel at all. I feel like he did one of the weakest moves ever of an NBA star of his caliber. Actually, the weakest move of the NBA star ever. Because as soon as Kyrie got rid of, you said, oh, let me go over here to Phoenix. And that was just wild. But nevertheless, he's not playing. And Kyrie Irving and the Dallas Mavericks are under 500. I think the Nets, right now, as we stand here today, the Nets, they're going back and forth with the Knicks between the 5th and 6th seed. But they're still in the play. They're still well in the playoff hunt. They were at least 500 since that trade. And they got some draft picks. Mikal Bridges has been playing at an MVP level since the trade. He's actually been playing at an MVP level. They still got to work out some things, but they're looking good right now. And as of today, I believe the Brooklyn Nets definitely won that trade. So going forward, they should have a lot of momentum and a lot of things to look forward and a lot of things to build on. Maybe in the offseason they could bring over a superstar over there. And we could get Brooklyn back to where the expectations were when they did have Kevin Durant, because he's not the only superstar. She's not the only superstar out there. And they are playing hard over there in Brooklyn. However, I did see a comment that said, if they was to bring over a player, I believe like Paul George, Kawhi, and there was somebody who was like that, who they were just talking about. I do agree that they should probably run that by Mikal Bridges, man, because he stepped up and he's looking good. He's looking like a superstar. So to bring him over there, he might have to. And if you bring over another superstar over there, Dame Lillard or Kawhi Leonard or Paul George or Zaya, whoever, he may have to play that back seat into them or play that second fiddle. And I think you should at least run that by him, so he, I just feel like that'd be better for the team because they have talent around them with all those shooters and everything, and Cam Johnson and Cam Thomas, and you still have Joe Harris. You still have these guys. Nick Claxton, he's been playing lights out on defense, and you have some momentum going. So I think you build on that. You keep Mikal Bridges and maybe get somebody over there. You probably can't do it right now. As far as like who I think going to come out the East, I just think Milwaukee is the best team in the East. Philly's going to make a little noise, but Milwaukee, that team is ready to go. I don't know who they're going to play out the West. The West is tough right now, but I just think Milwaukee should be the favorites right now to win the whole thing. And that's just where I'm at with it right now. But my Brooklyn Nets will be competitive whoever they play in the first round. And I think they're definitely going to make the playoffs. So shout out to everyone who's been listening. Thank you for joining in. If you didn't listen last time, I had put up a little episode or whatever. I did a little interview with the director of talent production from ESPN. He came through, did a little favor for me. I had an assignment for school because I'm not quite done yet, but I'm almost done. And that was what's up, man. He did that, and I got some pretty good things out of him. In 10 minutes, it was real quick. If you didn't listen to that, go over there and check it out. I'm your host, Sean Reams, and you've been listening to Talking Sports and Teams with Reams. Yeah.